Yo, what's good, YouTube, man? It's Gary with on Fan TV, man. Back at you with a video. Let the content of this video go and smash that like button. Let the content of this channel. Go ahead and subscribe, man. Look, all right. So we want to talk about the current state of the Ravens right now. What's going on injury-wise, things like that. How it's going to affect them going forward. Who is injured? What's their timeline? Their status, like that. And that the Ravens made a new sign today. And also want to talk a little bit about the offensive line, right? So I won't go over too long, right? You know, we'll keep it concise, right? All right. So as you know, the Ravens beat the Texans this past Sunday, 25-9, in a game that the defense played really well in. Roquan, Patrick Queen dominated. Defensive line, I will give them their credit. Obviously, played very well. I think they had 5 sacks from five different players had a sack. They could have had more out there. So all of that was good, right? Offensively, up and down struggles, and a lot of that came from the offensive line. Now, I want to talk about the fact that the Ravens injuries are still kind of piling up as we speak right now. So, J.K. Dobbins obviously out for the year. Mark Andrews quad injury has a chance to play this Sunday. Tyler Linderbaum, excuse me, ankle injury week to week, likely not to play this Sunday versus the Bengals. Ronnie Stanley knee injury week to week, likely not to play this Sunday versus the Bengals. So now your left tackle and your center out. Tyus Bowser IR until week 5. Marlon Humphrey, chance to play this Sunday. And Marcus Williams, torn pec, out a while. What is a while? I don't know, but I would just, let's just say a while is at least a month, right? So now the second straight year that you lost Marcus Williams for an extended period of time, on top of the fact that the Ravens offensive line, which has already struggled fully healthy, is now going to be down 2 starters for at least this week. All right, now as far as replacement, who comes in, right? That's what you gotta look at. So Patrick McCurry is the backup everything, left tackle, right tackle, guard spots. You know, he's the backup everything, center. So now with 2 guys out, what spot does he take? My guess is that he becomes the left tackle this week, and that Sam Mustipher becomes the center for this week. All right. Now the concerning part is this, right? It's a concern on multiple levels, right? The first one is the fact that this offensive line struggled already, right? This offensive line looked like they didn't have a lot of time together, a lot of game reps, which they didn't because, you know, they didn't really get any action besides playing the joint practices versus the Commanders, right? So you already struggled. That's one part. The second part is the guys that are missing. Your left tackle, high paid guy who has missed a lot of time already. We were hoping to have him fully healthy for an extended period of time. Didn't happen. And your center who was a smart, athletic player, and your center is your probably the second smartest player on the offense right after the quarterback. So if Lamar Jackson knows everything in this offense, the guy that's right after him is Tyler Linderbaum. Now you have a new guy. Well, a new guy. I mean, he's been here this entire offseason, but Mustipher and Lamar Jackson probably haven't had a lot of reps together. Probably haven't spent a lot of time together because he's been working with Tyler Linderbaum, right? That's his guy. That's his first team center. So now you got to worry about communication issues, snap issues, getting the play in. Well, the play will come obviously through Lamar Jackson's headset, but I'm talking about communication and getting adjustments set across the offensive line. Could that be an issue? Also, another concern is the fact that the Bengals got embarrassed last week, right? Now, the Bengals are one team to trash talk and hype themselves up, and that's fine. You know, whatever you do, what you do, back it up. It's all cool. I don't really get too upset about players trash talking. It doesn't really bother me. Um, but they trash talked the Browns and got whooped. Right? What was it, 24-3, something like that? They're going to be coming out of here looking to play the Ravens, looking to get that revenge from not only because they're playing a division rival, but because of the embarrassing performance that they put on last week. All right, so the Bengals have a good defensive line. They still got Trey Henderson. They still got Osai. They still got guys that can get after the passer. So that's my main concern when it comes to this Ravens offensive line. Can they hold up against a team that's going to be hungry to prove themselves and just a good defensive line in general, just a good defense in general as well, right? They didn't put their best foot forward last week, but I expect a better Bengals performance this week versus the Ravens. Okay, so that's the concerns along the offensive line. All right. Now the good news is, right, we got guys like Andrews coming back. We got guys like I think Mark Andrews will play. I'm not saying I don't have any inside knowledge of that, but I think they held him out week 1 as a precaution. I think week 2 he will play. If he doesn't play and I'm wrong, so be it. but I think he will play. Marlon Humphrey, I don't know. I think he's still maybe a week out, but if he can play, great. All the more pieces back is wonderful. So I think Mark Andrews could be a big component, getting that help over the field, and then over the middle of the field, I should say. We really missed that element. Isaiah Likely honestly didn't do too much in the game, right? Um, and Marlon is Marlon. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's one of the guys that is the leader on this Ravens defense, especially in secondary, especially if Marcus Williams is going to miss an extended period of time. And that leads to, I was talking about Marcus Williams, and that the Ravens signed Deron Harmon to the practice squad. Now, will he play right away? I'm not sure, right? I think the Ravens have put a lot of work into Daryl Worley becoming a full-time safety because he was a quarterback before that, or at least playing both spots. That I think Daryl Worley will get a chance to play. But also, this is the importance of having Geno Stone, right? Geno Stone is a guy that last year did the exact same thing. He filled in well when Marcus Williams went down for injury. Now, Marcus Williams is still a very important player. He's not a guy that I'm saying is easily replaced, but Geno Stone, I have faith can do it. That's why I'm glad the Ravens were able to bring him back, at least even if it is just for this season. Obviously, it was needed, right? So the Ravens go into the game where they're playing a division rival, a team that's going to want to play better than they did last week, and they're down significant pieces. It's going to be a real coaching effort to overcome this, to be quite honest, right? So these are things that I'm worried about and things that I'm looking out for. And also, it's just a simple fact that, it doesn't seem like no matter what really changes, injuries to key players, I've talked about this in the last video as well, it's something that continues to happen to the Ravens, right? So I don't really know what you can do about it at this point. It's football, it is what it is. I mean, the Jets just lost Aaron Rodgers to an Achilles tear, so it's not like the Ravens are the school bus coming by. It's not like the Ravens are the only team in the league that's dealing with significant injuries at important positions, right? It's just unfortunate. What I mean? It is what it is on that. That's a couple of my thoughts, man. Usually I cut the camera on this game, a couple of my thoughts on it. How will the Ravens block up this Cincinnati defensive line? Will there be communications issues? Will there be, because when I watched the game back, yes, Lamar Jackson could have did some things better, right? But at the same time, he's getting the ball, taking one step back, and pressure is there, right? And it's not like the Texans are some renowned defensive line. Now, obviously, they got DeMeco Ryans who has a defensive focus, but I mean, you got Will Anderson. That's the most notable name. He's a rookie. You know what I mean? So they played well. They gave the Ravens a lot of issues. So I can only imagine what the Bengals could do with the Ravens down two starters and Morgan Moses not playing well at all last week. That's what I'm thinking about the Ravens offensive line and their struggles, and also what would they do on the back end. I got faith in Geno Stone. Also, I want to say this that so starting on Sundays this Sunday versus the Bengals, I'm gonna try to do this every week. I'm gonna go live during the game, so I'm gonna post the link like probably 30 minutes before the game starts in the community tab or whatever. If y'all want to come kick it with me, watch the game. Just have a good time, right? So that's probably what I'm going to do starting this week. So yeah, man. If y'all want to come watch the game with me on YouTube, that's how I would do it, man. So, but I'm gonna get out of here. My name is Gabriel. If you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button, man. Everybody that has been here, hit that like button, man. More videos to come. All right. So I'm gonna get out of here. Just on the Fan TV.